Good morning, students. In this session, we are going to cover MMPC 005 quantitative analysis for managerial applications, previous year questions with complete solutions, and I will explain each concept and numerical in a simple and exam-oriented way so that you can score maximum marks. Let us begin with forecasting in business. Forecasting is the process of estimating future events based on past data and trends. It is extremely important because it helps managers in planning production, managing inventory, allocating resources, and reducing uncertainty. For short-term decisions, forecasting is used for inventory control and daily demand planning, while for medium-term decisions, it supports sales budgeting and production planning. And for long-term, it helps in strategic decisions like expansion and new product launch. Always remember to mention methods like qualitative, time series, and causal methods. Now moving to probability theory and distributions. Probability is the measure of likelihood of an event, and it ranges between 0 and 1. A random variable represents outcomes of an experiment and can be discrete or continuous. Probability can be calculated using classical relative frequency and subjective approaches, and probability distribution shows all possible values with their probabilities, which is very useful in risk analysis and decision making. Now let us solve a numerical if the probability of passing is 0.6 and we want the probability that at least 4 out of 6 students pass. We use binomial distribution and calculate probabilities for 4, 5, and 6 successes and add them, giving approximately 0.5, 44, 3 or 54.4%. Next is exponential distribution, where we deal with time between events. If mean life is given, lambda is its reciprocal, and we use formulas like px less than or equal to t equals 1 minus e to the power minus lambda t, and px greater than t equals e to the power minus lambda t. Applying this, we can easily calculate probabilities related to lifetime problems. Now let us move to normal distribution problems. For example, when mean and standard deviation are given, we convert values into z-scores and use standard normal tables. Like in the battery life question, we calculate z value and find area to determine percentage replaced and then compute profit. Always follow step-by-step approach for such numericals. Next topic is descriptive statistics, where we deal with measures like mean, median, standard deviation, and skewness. For Boolean skewness, we use quartiles and formula involving Q1, Q2, and Q3. If skewness is negative, it means distribution is slightly left skewed. For median, we locate the m by 2 value and apply formula using class interval. And for standard deviation, we use step deviation method to simplify calculations. Always show full steps because marks are given for workings. Now moving to data collection methods. Primary data can be collected using observation or questionnaire methods. Observation involves directly recording behavior without interaction and is useful when subjects cannot communicate. Questionnaire method involves structured questions and must be designed carefully using simple language, logical sequence, and proper layout. Pre-testing is very important to ensure accuracy. Next, we move to sampling distribution and hypothesis testing. Sampling distribution is the distribution of a statistic like sample mean across different samples, and standard error measures its variability. Central limit theorem states that for large samples, the distribution becomes normal. Hypothesis testing involves stating null and alternative hypotheses, calculating test statistic like Z, and comparing with critical value. If calculated value, E reject null hypothesis. For example, in the height problem, Z value is -5, which is greater than critical value, so we reject the hypothesis. Now let us understand chi-square test. It is used to test goodness of fit. We compare observed and expected frequencies and calculate chi-square value. If calculate value is greater than critical value, we reject null hypothesis. Like in coin toss example, since calculated value is much higher, we conclude coins are biased. Next topic is correlation and regression. Correlation measures relationship between variables. Spearman's rank correlation is used for ranks and gives value between -1 and +1, while Carl Pearson's correlation measures linear relationship. Regression helps predict dependent variable using independent variable. Equation is y equals a plus bx, where b is slope and a is intercept. Always interpret the result clearly in exam. Now coming to sampling concepts. Sampling means selecting a subset from population. It is preferred because it is economical, faster, and often more accurate. Probability sampling includes random, stratified, and cluster sampling, while non-probability includes convenience and judgment sampling. Remember the key difference between stratified and cluster sampling. Stratified groups are homogeneous while clusters are heterogeneous. Next is decision theory under uncertainty. When probabilities are not known, decisions are taken using criteria like maximin, maximax, minimax regret, Laplace, and Hurwitz. Each depends on manager's attitude towards risk, pessimistic, optimistic, or balanced. Now let us solve population estimation problem. We calculate sample mean and sample standard deviation and use them as estimates of population parameters. RP, always divide by n-1 for unbiased estimate. Finally, let us quickly revise important short notes. Arithmetic mean has important properties like sum of deviations equals 0. Bernoulli process involves repeated independent trials. Decision tree is used for sequential decision making. Central limit theorem is the foundation of inferential statistics. Skewness shows asymmetry, and binomial distribution applies when there are fixed trials with two outcomes. Before we conclude, remember some important exam tips. Attempt numericals first, show all steps, focus on core topics like probability, hypothesis testing, correlation, sampling, and statistics. Write short notes in structured format. Manage your time properly and revise key formulas thoroughly. So keep practicing, stay confident, and use this structured approach to score high marks in your MPC 005 exam. All the best for you.